brand new DC film. It is an Elseworlds standalone DC film directed by Todd Phillips, stars Joaquin Phoenix, Zazie Beetz, Robert De Niro, among other people. It is based on the iconic supervillain, the Joker, but it is not connected to the DC Extended Universe or anything like that. The story in this movie follows a man named Arthur Fleck. Arthur Fleck is a man who is living in Gotham. Gotham as a city is really struggling. There's a lot of poverty and crime and whatever going on, and this is the story of a man and his descent into madness. Life keeps beating on Arthur Fleck. It keeps tearing him down, and eventually this story is going to tell the rise and the transformation into the iconic villain of Joker. Boy, you guys need to buckle up because I have got some shit to say about this one. Joker is one of the most iconic supervillains of all time. I don't think it's a stretch to say that. I think that most people, when they look at the pop culture of the world, would include the Joker in that. I'll be honest, when I first heard that this movie was being made, I was kind of mad on it. I was like, really? Do we really need a Joker movie? I'm not that interested. I mean, sure, I'll see it because I'm a DC nut. Then I started to hear some things about it, and I started to go, oh, okay, wait, Martin Scorsese's producing it? That's interesting. I love Martin Scorsese. Oh, wait, Todd Phillips is directing it. That's an interesting choice. I'm not sure if I'd go with it, but we'll see how it happens. Then I heard Joaquin Phoenix was playing the Joker, and that made me pause. I was like, okay, Joaquin Phoenix is incredibly picky about his scripts and the projects he's attached to, so, okay, this might be something. You know what, DC? God damn it, you got me. You got me again. After it was over, I sat in the theater for a few minutes just contemplating what the fuck I just saw. I was in disbelief not only at how phenomenal this film was, but at the fact that Warner Brothers even allowed Todd Phillips to make a movie like this. Before I start off talking about anything else in this movie, I have to give some praise to Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips, you're the man. Can we give you a round of applause? Can we give you some praise? Because you deserve it, my man. You deserve it. Excuse me, can we get some applause around here? God damn it, I'm not talking to myself. Come on, praise the man. Yeah, there we go. That's right, some applause. Yeah, finally some support on this goddamn channel. Almost every decision that Todd Phillips makes while crafting this movie elevates a scene and elevates the movie as a whole. He's a man that's not interested in big budget. He's not interested in CGI. He's not interested in the spectacle of the Joker. He is trying to show you the man behind the makeup. What would cause a man to lose his mind, to give in to the insanity, and to become a supervillain. The way he's able to balance this movie and give it the meditative and thought-provoking and chilling and disturbing vibe that it goes with, while also keeping it focused on the character that it's supposed to be focused on and not getting caught up in the hype of, hey, it's a Joker movie. Todd Phillips was able to blend all of that with supremely confident filmmaking. It makes me excited for whatever else he's got going forward. This is the dude that made the Hangover movies. This is a gorgeously shot, gorgeously lit movie. It's one of the best looking movies of 2019 easily. Full-on omelet titties for this movie, just gotta throw it out there. That's how gorgeous this movie is. I love everything about the shot selection in this movie. There's some beautiful over-the-shoulder shots. There's some great wide takes. There's some really great close-ups when the scene calls for it. Honestly, everything involved with the camera work in this one. Forget the person who did the cinematography, but Todd Phillips and him, I mean, you guys you knocked it out of the freaking park. One of my favorite things about the cinematography in this movie is the way that it captures Gotham in the era that's depicted in this movie. This is the best looking Gotham I've ever seen. Like, this is a filthy, dirty, disgusting, gritty-ass Gotham. A lot of issues that seem like they're tearing the city apart from the inside out. And this is kind of what Ra's al Ghul probably meant in Batman Begins when he was talking about, then watch Gotham tear itself apart through fear. To see that depicted in this movie, I love the way Gotham looks. I love the way it feels. This is one of those films where the cinematography makes the city itself feel like a living, breathing character. Absolutely love that. You know what else is a living, breathing character in this movie? The musical score. Now, I forget the name of the... I don't forget the name. I just don't know how to pronounce it. It's Hildur it starts with a G. I'm just gonna call them Hildur for this review. The music in this movie is godly. Like, seriously, this is hands down the best musical score of the year. It's one of the best musical scores I've heard in a long time, actually. And I've heard a lot of great musical scores over the years, but this one just hit different. This musical score is a character because it's able to make you feel so many different things while you're listening to it. It has a sinister undertone to the musical cue. It also is emotional at times. At times, it's also incredibly bleak and melancholic and meditative, and just everything about the vibe that the musical score was able to give off here. This is how you capture atmosphere, people.
Oh my god, dude, can you shut the fuck up? Can you tell me about the rest of the movie? I don't care about the musical score. You're the only movie nerd that cares about musical score. Can you give us what we came for? Tell us if Joker wrecks some shit.
I got news for you, internet people. If you're waiting for this to be the type of movie where Joker wrecks some shit, it's not really that type of movie. There is some violence in the movie. There is some brutality to the movie. It is a very dark, very depressing look inside the mind of a man who would become the Joker. This Joker is pure madness. The Joker from 2008, Heath Ledger's Joker, is chaos. So if you're waiting for this movie to turn into a big action thing or like a big, oh yeah, Joker's messing some shit up. It's not really that type of movie, even though some really messed up stuff does happen in it. Speaking of messed up stuff, I gotta reserve the final bit of this video to talk about Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin Phoenix, bro, there are no words. He commands this movie. He owns it. He dominates it. He slays this dragon. Absolutely incredible, sensational from beginning to end. There's something uncomfortable about watching his character in this movie, and a lot of people are going to feel uncomfortable. This movie is also touching on themes of mental illness and on poverty, the class system, and it's also talking about the role that we play. What role does society play in this? How do we help shape the people that end up being monsters? Do we play a role in that? A lot of people are going to be uncomfortable with those questions. Those are the type of questions that Todd Phillips and his crew are interested in this movie. Joaquin Phoenix is perfectly able to blend the terrifying menace of a person who is snapping and losing his mind, and also an empathy. Like, you sort of feel and understand where he's coming from. You don't necessarily condone anything that he's doing, and you don't necessarily feel sorry for him, but you understand why he feels the way he feels. You understand why he goes the way he goes. There's a transformation, there's an arc in here, and it's beautiful to watch. To throw this out there, if you're a DC Comics fan, there's plenty of lore in this movie, plenty of Easter eggs, plenty of references, plenty of things that set up a larger comic world, but it never really feels like a comic book movie. Honestly, the movie could have just been called Arthur, and I probably would have loved it just as much. This is the part of the review where I'm supposed to talk about flaws. I'm supposed to talk about things that I didn't like about the movie. I'm supposed to be, you know, nitpicky or whatever. It says here, according to the handbook, if I don't have any flaws readily available, just make up some shit. I can do that. I feel like his laugh in this movie, which is insanely good and helps Joaquin Phoenix stand on his own as an iconic Joker laugh, I feel like he could have timed it with his farts a little bit better. Yeah, the best laughs are the ones that you can time with your farts. He's a little bit off in this movie. Is it a flaw to say that Zazie Beetz is in this movie and she should have been naked at some point? Like, she should have had her clothes off? Yeah, I feel like that's a flaw. Yeah, let's throw that in there. A very unsettling, very disturbing, very dark, depressing, bleak look into the mind of a psychopath, or a person who is pushed to becoming a psychopath. Joker delivered on everything that I wanted it to deliver on, and I'm going to give this one my highest rating of Superman Prime. All the other people creating controversy about this movie, like all of the constant talk about this movie over the last few months, that's what you get, okay? This is all I'm giving you. You don't deserve any more attention than this. Alright guys, so tell me, what is your favorite version of the Joker? Comics or live action? Assuming you haven't seen this Joker yet, tell me in the comment section down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.